in general, like the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox One version of Halo 1 and 2. I think 3 and 4, but I don't remember what all is in the collection, so don't quote me on it. Was released so that you couldn't get online, and that's what people wanted to do, was especially Halo 2. I'm not a big Halo fan, but people wanted to play Halo 2 online again, and the upgraded visual version of it, you know? So there's just no excuse for that. That didn't happen before the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 generation of consoles. And I don't know what it is, like, there's this whole stigma that, like, if you don't release a game around Christmas or something, it's not gonna sell. And that's not true at all. And the production costs of video games are skyrocketing without the cost of video games going up at all, which really doesn't help the industry. And I'm not saying that we should have more expensive games, because I don't think we should, because you're going to eventually make it so it's already $60 per game. If you make it much more expensive than that, people just aren't going to buy them because they're too damned expensive. But that's why you see things with like $40 worth of DLC, is they're trying to get their money back on this very expensive game that they spent so long work on. And a lot of it is day one DLC, which is not how DLC should be done. Like expansion packs and whatnot, you should be thought about like, oh, now that we've finished our game, let's go back and develop some more stuff for all the people that really enjoyed it and would love to play more. That's the way you do it. And you save money by doing it that way, because you already developed the engine and the graphics and the story and everything. You just take that and make more out of it. You know, that's what an expansion pack is supposed to be. Add a few new things here and there. Don't throw off the balance of things, but add a few new things here and there that make it work. I mean, that's classic example of expansion packs. That's what they do. That's what the Dark Portal did for Warcraft 2. That's what the Brood War did for StarCraft.
Hey, Big Z, we gotta do something.
Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction. That's what
I
it.
don't want to say anything, but it's bad. Worse than usual, which is hard to believe. In fact, now that I think about it, your breath has been pretty rancid ever since we rescued you from those Gamorrean slavers. What'd they feed you, buddy? Oh, Zalbar, that's terrible. I know how grouchy you get if you don't get your 8 square meals a day. I'm amazed you didn't pass out from hunger. Ew! No wonder your breath is so bad, Big Z. Gamorreans smell like bantha poodoo. We'll have to pick you up a toothbrush to clean that stench out of your choppers. Okay, relax. No toothbrush. Sheesh. Just try and eat something else to cover up that smell, okay? Stay away from anything that's smart enough to lock you in a cage this time.
Okay, that's fun. Let's go. The cost of development is skyrocketing out of control, because every game they feel like they need to make this epic story with the best graphics of any game out there and all this other stuff, and you really don't. I mean, beautiful graphics are one thing, but if the games aren't fun, they aren't worth playing. So if your graphics aren't top of the line, but it's fun and worth playing, people will stand up and notice. So the solution to the problem that we're having here isn't so much that
Of course.
It isn't so much that the cost of games needs to go up. It's more like the development cost of games needs to go down. We are spending entirely too much cash on video game development right now, and it's really costing
Welcome to my medical
the industry
society.
as a
Of
whole, and I
course,
thought
sell
I
them in
put
a-
those parts into my
Of course. Just
I thought I put those parts into my armor and the guns. I guess I did not. Gonna get a lot more of those. Thank God for that discount. It makes them a bit cheaper to get. But we need to cut down on the cost of games because there's going to be a ceiling where no video game is profitable anymore at some point, even if it sells 4 or 5 million. And we've seen signs of this in the past, like when Tomb Raider came out, it sold about 4 million copies, and which should be good sales, which should be celebrated by any company worth their damn, but Square Enix declared it a failure because it didn't sell like Call of Duty. It's Tomb Raider. It was never going to sell like Call of Duty in the first place, so expecting it to sell like Call of Duty is kind of dumb, really. But I guess they didn't make as much money on that as they would have liked or something, because they declared it a failure, and everyone stood back and went, huh? And that's a sign of we're spending way too damn much money developing games.
sure.
Because if you put like I said, if you put the game cost too high, nobody's going to buy it. That's the problem you're going to run into.
I remember when a person didn't have to worry about
They think we're here to threaten them.
You ain't supposed to be here. This ain't your home.
I guess breaking into their home is kind of a shitty thing to do, but hey, free med pack. So that balances out, right? Free med pack? Huh? And I don't know what it's going to take for game developers to realize that they don't need every single game to look like The Last of Us or Uncharted or something next gen that looks even more gorgeous than those do. I mean, The Last of Us HD on the PlayStation, The Last of Us PlayStation 4 is even more beautiful than it is on the PlayStation 3. I don't have a PlayStation 4 yet, but not every game needs to look absolutely stunning and gorgeous. As long as they're fun to play, people will play them.
Please.
Learn the
Please don't
lesson
hurt me.
from...
You don't have to kill me. I'll have Davic's money if he just gives me a little more time. Please. I don't want to die. Here, I've got 50 credits on me. That's all I've got. It's yours. Just don't tell Davic where I'm hiding, okay? I'm begging you. You mean you're not here to kill me? But I thought you were one of Davic's bounty hunters. If you're not here to kill me, what do you want? I don't think anyone can help me. I owe Davic money, and I was late with the payment. So he went to Zach's in the bounty office and put a price on my head. I've been hiding here ever since. But sooner or later, someone will find me. Unless I somehow come up with another 200 credits. I'm a dead man. You'd give 200 credits to a stranger just to help them out? I don't believe it. Well, thank you. Now I can pay off Davic. Oh, thank you. You've saved my life. I better go give this to Davic right away.
I'm going to assume that he owes Davic 250 credits, because he said he's got 50. And we gave him 200, so he said he needed 200, so I'm going to assume he needed 200 more? That's my assumption, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, that's another quest we just took care of, another side quest. We'll take care of more. we're going to go into the Undercity and take care of more stuff. Or not the Undercity, the lower city, rather. Because there's apartments down there, and we can break into people's apartments there as well. So that should be fun. Let's do it. We'll meet some people down there and probably get attacked by Black Volkers some more, because they love to attack us on sight. It's always fun. I'm not sure what it's going to take for the industry as a whole to realize that we don't need every single game to be $100,000 production budget, you know? We can have games be lesser production budget, as like make them lesser production budget and longer than 5 hours and fun. Focus on the gameplay first, you know? That's what we need to do, and I don't know that game companies nowadays are willing to do that. So I fear the ceiling is eventually just going to collapse in on itself, and the entire industry, except for the indie guys who are doing really well right now. And the indie scene right now is proof positive that you can sell really well and make money without having the most beautiful game on the market. Because especially the retro stuff is doing exceptionally well in the market right now. And it continues to do so. It continues to flourish. It continues to get better and better. And there's a lot of games that have come out. Like, I did an interview a couple years ago at SGC with a developer.
You're starting to look a little bit scruffy. No, I'm not suggesting a bath. I know how well that went over last time. But your hair's getting all tangled. And if you look close, you can see a few gray strands starting to poke through. Don't worry, Big Z. It's nothing I can't fix. A little trim, a splash of coloring, and you'll be as good as new. Best looking Wookiee on the planet. Maybe a nice suit. I know, Wookiees aren't into the whole clothing thing, but you could start a whole new trend. You'd be on the cutting edge. Okay, sheesh. Try to offer some constructive criticism, and this is the thanks I get? Let's move on. You can just stay naked and scruffy for all I care.
That went well. God, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, I did an interview with a developer from here in Texas. They're called, I don't remember what they're called, but they developed a game called Rad Ray Gun, which is a Game Boy, which it looks and plays very similar to classic Game Boy games. So if you grew up playing that old green and black screen way back in the day, the original Game Boy, then definitely look.
Chibedwanani bobo, tonk nabung shanun yang, tonk patogas maktelia. Tong hai tuam jiji yumalit pa ang inkotu. Tolba da bunk walya gando de nago chuchut, kachi chuay thaudunga. Yumalit ka inkotun, chilo mulra de ne bobo, munko kun biskang, bamulara. Takum justak miki grabel mogo. Kachi chu ay thaudunga, tulpada bonk molya gando da nago chuchut. Moga shampungpa, bolawan na chikni. Bamul slik mo poda na wanga kun bist mulira best. Kachi chu ay thaudunga. Inkin kuno ba mulira chikun. Slima podonna. Rundi hodonga kun hunkabi. Wi ita nadana itya. Wata yumakawama huhanik. Asyong turong umnipatoga. Wana kun bes ching pala multongi. Takom justak miki grabel mogo. Kachi chu ay thaodonga. Tulpada bonk molya gando danago chuchut. Moga shampong pa. Bolawan na chikni. Pamul neslik mo poda na wanga kun bist mulira best. Ui, ita nadan na yitya. Kunti chani. Tong batogas maktilia. Takom justak miki grabel mogo. Kachi chu ay thaodonga. Tulpada bonk molya gando danago chuchut. Moga shampong pa. Bolawan na chikni. Pamul neslik mo poda na wanga kun bist mulira best. Mana tota. Aku jigratuk bola. Jishok jonatong. Jong king no una pang pa mulira kun kili. Kun kili no pa. Wata di manyo kola. Una no ku mulira. Wata wama mulira. King konjo peshak. No ba mulira ji. Johnny yun turong chi wi ita dia. Bola una chinek. Ba mulirat slimo anga kun bisking. Tong hai tuam jiji yumalit pa ang inkotu. Tolba da bunk walya gando de nago chuchut. Kachi chu ay thahodonga. Yumalit ka inkotun. Chilo mulra de ne bobo. Munka kun biskang bamulara.
Yeah?
Sure.
Okay, so we need to get this guy a detonator so he can fake his own death so he can avoid a bounty on his head. Fun. What was I saying? I don't remember. Oh. True Fun Entertainment, that's the name of the company. That's what I was trying to think of. They did a Xbox Live arcade game called Rad Ray Gun, which obviously the name of it is a play on Ronald Reagan. And as you might guess from that name, it's very drenched in 80s nostalgia and style and whatnot. And it's a lot of fun. If you like games like Mega Man or Metroid or anything like that, definitely check out Rad Ray Gun. It's like $1, so you're not losing anything. Like, you're losing $1 to give it a try. And the worst thing you could do is get an hour or two out of entertainment out of it, and it's replayable. I mean, it's the kind of game where you'll go back to it and play it again. It'll still be fun. So, I think we're gonna talk to Zax here. And we're gonna go look for what's his name. I think he's in by the Twilight Girls. Gotcha.
You again?
Yeah, definitely look into Rad Ray Gun if you like that old school.
Can't you see I'm trying to watch the dancing girls? You're here about that? I guess Zax must have mentioned me to you at the bounty office. Fair enough. I don't care who takes her out. Just so long as the job gets done. I can't let her get away with what she did. That wench tried to cut me with her vibro blade. Because she's crazy. She started screaming that I was making advances, and the next thing I know, she's coming at me with a knife.
Yeah, sure. You were as innocent as a Jawa in a droid chop shop.
And I admit I was drunk. Maybe I got a little fresh. But it was no big deal. She didn't have to cut me. Hey, You weren't there. She totally overreacted. What? I can't do that. Think how it would look. I work for Davik. I've got a certain reputation to uphold. I can't let her get away with this. There has to be payback. Although, I do feel a little guilty about all this. Dia's a good-looking gal. It'd be a shame to kill her. Tell you what, I'll take 200 credits in exchange for lifting the bounty. Don't worry, I'll stick to my end of the bargain. I'll go tell Zax right now that the bounty is off the table.
Okay, so we just saved Dia's life. We probably should go talk to her again. Anyway, yeah, Red Ray Gun. It's got a great sense of humor to it. It's very funny. It's got all kinds of 80s references and stuff like that. And I definitely would recommend picking that one up. What do you have to lose? $1? That's it. Very enjoyable. Texas Rangers have been doing a lot better lately. They were doing like extremely poor. Like the offense was virtually non-existent except for Prince Fielder, who's been great since day one of the season, which is good to see because he struggled last year before he got hurt, and then he got hurt and didn't play for the rest of the year, so that sucked. Last year's Rangers season in general sucked, but he's been very, very good this year, by far the Rangers' best hitter. I know the other players are kind of picking up too. Beltre's starting to look more like Adrian Beltre, which is always good. Elvis Andrus has gotten a bit better. Shin-Soo Choo has a 5 or 6 game hitting streak. The starting pitching has been pretty solid for the most part. I mean, you wouldn't expect too much out of it because basically we are going into this without our 3 best pitchers, those being Yu Darvish, Derek Holland, and Martin Perez. And given that you're basically going with a bunch of guys who would usually be a number 4 or number 5 guy in pretty much any rotation, you're getting a lot out of the starting pitching for the Rangers. They've been keeping them in games and giving them a chance to win, which is about all you can ask for. But they've won their last 4 games. Granted, 3 of them were against the Astros, who have not put together a good season in a long time.
What?
But
Gotcha.
Yes?
Simple.
is this the woman that
Stop
think-
right there, or I'll give you a blaster shot right between the eyes. Now,
Yeah.
what are you doing here? No, I'm the one with the blaster pointed at you. I get to ask the questions. What are you doing here? Well, go explore somewhere else. There's nothing interesting for you here. This is your only warning. If you bother me again, you won't walk out of here alive.
Let's bother her again, shall we? You don't get away with treating me like
gave
that.
you a chance
Nope,
to
we're
get
gonna
out
save
here
and then
and
we're
leave
gonna
me alone.
enter and then fight
I
her.
guess you're just too stupid to take it. Now you'll see why I'm the most dangerous assassin on Taris.
I don't care for your attitude, Selvin. Let's take care of that, shall we? And she's actually a fairly tough fight. I mean, her health goes down pretty slow. We wail on her for a little while here. Anyway, yeah, the Rangers won their last 4 games. 3 of them were against the Houston Astros. And the Houston Astros have not put together a good season in a long time. For the longest time, they've had like one very good player. And that one very good player is one of the best hitters in all of baseball. But one good player isn't going to win you a lot of games. And it hasn't. Like I said, think they won 70 games last year, and that's their highest total in probably 6 or 7. They have not been anything close to good. But they have put together a 10-game win streak. So they were playing well above at what anybody was expecting out of them. And then the Rangers came to town with their honestly terrible record and beat them. Swept them. 3-game sweep. And then they went to Florida from there and won another game. And it's 4 games in a row that they've won. Hopefully they can make it 5 tomorrow and second series win in a row. I think if they win tomorrow and the Angels don't win tomorrow, that'll put the Rangers in second place despite being 3 games under 500. That's how crappy the Rangers division has been this year. There's only one team in it that's above 500, and that's the Astros, who they just swept. And I don't expect the Astros to stay above 500 because, well, they're the Astros. They haven't like I said, they haven't put together a good season in a long time, and I don't expect them to this year either. Their starting pitching's decent, I think, for the most part. But they don't really have, like, a staff ace, you would say. Neither do the Rangers. Well, they have a staff ace, and said staff ace is hurt. What can you do? And then they have two other pitchers with the potential to be staff aces, and they're also hurt. Nick Martinez didn't look as sharp as he did in every game before it today. He looked not so good. 3 runs and 4 2/3, I think, it's what he gave up, which isn't awful. I mean, you could probably stay in longer than that, but it isn't great either. It's definitely better than the Tampa Bay pitcher who gave up like 5 runs and 3 or something like that. 3 1/3. I don't remember off the top of my head. But he has been very good as well this season. So they both kind of had off days. But Nick Martinez wasn't very good last year. He got a lot better toward the end of the season. And that was really good to see because he's a young pitcher. He's got a lot of decent pitches. He's got potential to be very good. And for the most part this season, he has looked very, very good. His ERA going into this game was under 1. So that'll tell you how good he's been.
Hachu Apanki.
Let's go talk to...
Tanga Boksha.
We're looking for the part for that guy to blow up his apartment and fake his own death, and this isn't where we find it. I don't remember if I went back and talked to Dia. If I didn't, I need to go do that next time I record. I need to make a mental note of that so I can forget said mental note, because my memory holds things about as well as a cardboard box holds water. But yeah, if I didn't do it, I gotta go back and do that. So hopefully I will remember to. I want to finish that quest. I mean, I got light side points for it. I don't know if I finish it 100% or not. See, I remembered the shop, and I turned around and was like, oh, I need to go to the shop. And it's North Apartments. It's not what I'm looking for. Because there's a shop where you can get weapons. And we visited one time, and that was it. Just once. Other than that, yeah, we haven't been there since. There's something you can do in the medical facility, and unfortunately I wasn't able to do it. I wasn't able to persuade the guy to show me or tell me what he knows about the Republic escape pods. As I remember, sorry about that. As I remember, I'll just go ahead and tell you, he has a couple of Republic soldiers in his back room and a couple of Bacta tanks. And if you persuade him well enough,
Welcome
he
to
will
the
show you
equipment.
said Republic soldiers.
Because of the Sith.
I don't remember exactly what happens if he shows you the Republic soldiers. Been a while since I played through this game, as I mentioned in the past, but you can get him to, if you are able to persuade him to trust you. And I tried that and I failed, so I didn't get to see these aforementioned Republic soldiers and Bacta tanks from the crash site. Not sure how he got them up here, but he did somehow. North Apartments, that's not where we need to go. Why the hell did I go there? Maybe am I going back to the workbench? I don't remember. I don't remember everything I did off the top of my head. I remember a lot of it. So what we need to do is go back into the Undercity, or the lower city, and give that guy the detonator we just bought, so he can fake his own death, and we can complete that side quest. Unfortunately, it cost us a fair bit of money to get the detonator, but we sold a couple of items and got most of that back, so we should be good. Lower city. Alright, let's go. Take the elevator. I don't expect too much out of the Rangers this year, honestly, because, as I mentioned, the three best pitchers they have are hurt, and I don't know when Martin Perez is going to return. He'll return sometime this year, and I believe Derek Holland was. They shouldn't have let him pitch Game 1. Because they said he had tightness in his shoulder, and they should have said, whoa, wait, you're going to hurt yourself. So the medical staff kind of concerns me on that. That and how many injuries we had last year is ridiculous. And I have to wonder.
King kun shachi king, ni king kun oba mulira jikun, wama kun bes, chin palamuji, tunira nu prata dunko, sercha domandoma? Tuni podu! Rana nu prata dunk no sercha ichua penki. Mucha shakpangpa. Yinkin kun no ba mulri rachikun. Takom justak miki grabel mogo. Kachi chu ay thaudonga, tulpada bonk molya gando danago chuchut. Moga shampongpa, bolawan na chikni. Pamul neslik mo poda na wanga kun bist mulira best. Tonghay tuam Gigi yumalit pa ang ingko tu. Tolbada bunk walyagando de nago chuchut, kachichu ay thahaudunga. Yumalit ka inkotun, chilo mulera de nebobo. Unka kun biskang, bamulara.
I have to wonder about the medical staff because just how many injuries there have been. I don't want to say that it's their fault or anything, but when injuries just keep happening, you get a little bit suspicious. Good luck, dude. Best of luck to you in trying to survive now that you faked your own death. Okay, I wanted to warp back to the apartment, and it's not letting me. I don't know why. I think I'm going the wrong way, or am I not? No. Yeah, I am going the wrong way. Way to go. Past me. But if the rest of the division sucks, and certainly right now it looks like the rest of the division is going to suck, the Rangers just might be able to compete, honestly. They have plenty of offense, and they badly need to fire the hitting coach and get a different hitting coach that's going to teach the entire team to crowd the plate and take walks. But anything you do to get on base, you know? That's what Shin-Soo Choo does best, and I'm glad to see him hitting well again. He's got like a 6-game hitting streak. He lives to get on base, and he's got power behind his bat, so I think that's why they wanted to bat him lower in the batting order than number 1. But it feels like such a waste. You know? Like, he's such an ideal leadoff guy. He's got a bit of speed. He's not as fast as he used to be, but he's got a bit of speed. He loves to get on base. He loves to hit. He makes pitchers work. He takes walks. I mean, he's a natural leadoff guy. Everything you could ask for in a leadoff guy is what he offers. And I'll call it after I get this workbench done. I'd go through all of this, and I thought I did this earlier. I guess I didn't. Maybe I need to hit a symbol, and I just didn't think to. I don't know, I'm going to call it here. Thank you, everybody, for watching this episode of Let's Play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would be greatly appreciated. We'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.